Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a first look at GitHub Copilot. I think this tool is next level for developers and a game changer, and I'm very excited to be giving it a try. So let's actually see what we can do with it. So what exactly is GitHub Copilot? This is a tool that was shipped by GitHub a couple of days ago. If you've been on the developer platforms like Twitter, you would see that a lot of people have been talking about this. So GitHub Copilot is an AI pair programmer that helps you write code faster and helps you suggest code as you type. It's a Visual Studio Code extension that you can install while typing. It suggests codes for you. Not just that, it can also turn comments into code. Check that out. It can also turn comments into code. That's the first time I've ever seen that sort of thing happen. And from this demo that they have on the landing page, you can see exactly what is happening here with the comments and the function name just written. It automatically suggests the remaining block of code. That sounds very impossible, but as you can see, it's already possible on the web. So how does GitHub Copilot works? Under the hood, GitHub Copilot works in collaboration with another tool called OpenAI Codex. This is an AI tool developed by OpenAI. And from what I understand, the OpenAI Codex model has been trained on public accessible code, so code you could find on GitHub, for instance. And it's trained to understand both code and natural languages, so human readable languages. And how this works is, based off the comments and the code you write, GitHub Copilot services sends those comments and code over to the OpenAI Codex model that then synthesizes your code to suggest either single lines of code or an entire function. So based off what you type on Visual Studio Code, you get suggestions based off of that. And this is because of the model that has been trained by OpenAI Codex. How is this GitHub Copilot different from other tools that already exist? There are already some existing auto-completion tools out there that you can use when writing code, but why should you decide to choose GitHub Copilot? I think the things that stand out for me from just trying it out is the fact that you can actually convert comments to code. From this example right here that I have, by just writing a comment or having like a schema for, a doc strings already, you can already get suggestions for code that matches that doc string or comment that you have. Here's another example given here. With just the comments, you get suggestions for code. Another thing it helps you with is to autofill repetitive code. So if you're rewriting something over and over again, it can also help you suggest what it thinks should be the pattern for the remaining part of the code that you're writing. And based off of that, you can also write tests. You can create unit tests. It automatically suggests unit tests for you based off the comments that you have. From this example right here, we have a React code implementation, and it automatically generates a code for that implementation based off the comments that we have. As you can see from this example right here, this is just so amazing, right? And finally, it can also suggest several variations of the code for you to choose from. So from this example right here, I have this code, but I can decide, does this really fit what I'm trying to do? If not, go to the next suggestion and go to the next suggestion. And you can just go through the suggestion and see which one you like or which one fits how you write your code. And then you accept. It also gives you the opportunity to change it, like for instance, change the function names and just change the variable names if you want to. Those are the things that I've seen so far that makes GitHub Copilot stand out from the other tools out there that I've tried. All right, we're now at the most interesting part of this video, actually trying out GitHub Copilot. So I already have the extension installed in VS Code, and we're just going to test it out and see what can we actually do with this. First thing I would like to do is, in this empty JavaScript file, I would like to write a function using code comments and just giving the function a name and see what we get from that. So let's try. Write a function to validate an email. You can see it's already auto-suggesting an email address. Cons check email. Cons check email. You can already see it working. Now, is that not wonderful? It suggests this regex for me, and it's basically checking if the email is valid. So let's actually try this and see if I do node index, this is not true. Of course it works, regex. So I already see this becoming something that I use often to write regex functions, because my God, I would not have written this by hand in like 1 second, right? But with an auto-completion tool like this one, I think it's also possible. So all your regex trauma and, you know, struggles are over with this tool, I can already tell. Now let's give it another try. This time, asking it to write a function to send a tweet. And let's give it a try. And this time I'm also going to try to see if it also suggests possible variation or other suggestions based off the comments that I've written. Twitter, we create a new Twitter message, or Twitter, yeah, let's try Twitter message. No, Twitter message. Cons Twitter message equals SC. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. Now, you see it pops up this new tab, as you can see here, showing, I can actually open it by the side, showing you possible solutions for the code that I want. I want to obviously create an API request to create a Twitter message, and I have some examples here. Checking out this to see which one I would like to use. They all seem, let's just go, like, they seem almost the same to me. Yeah, they pretty much all seem the same to me. Well, some of them looks different. Yeah, I guess I'll go with this one. Let's see. Maybe this needs to go outside then. Export equals Twitter message. And there's an extra here. So yeah, I think this seems like a legit code for exactly what I wanted, right? I've seen people ask, how accurate is the code that GitHub Copilot suggests to you? I would say that you should definitely check and test out the code before, you know, using it. And from what they say that it tries to understand the intent of your code and then make suggestions for you. Sometimes it could be the best possible code that there is, or it could not be. So make sure that you vet and check that your code actually works before using it. Another popular question that I've seen a lot of people ask is this going to take our jobs? From my own perspective, I think GitHub Copilot is powered by OpenAI, which is basically an AI programmer that has been trained. And who trained it, right? Developers actually trained it. So I don't think without developers, this tool would exist. So it still needs developers, right, in the general sense of it, because the code that you're getting as suggestions is being taken from, you know, open and public repositories. So without those, you won't actually get this. So from my own perspective, I think it's just a way to improve developer experience when you're writing code, and it's not necessarily going to take over your job, because you are still, you know, the core of this whole project.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've already given this tool a try on your own, I would like to know your thoughts about it. Do you think
GitHub Copilot is going to take our jobs as developers, or do you think this is just another developer productivity tool out there to help us? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and just generally show me some love, you know. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.